Hello everybody, my name is Joy. Welcome to the 6th chapter of the Phasmophobia Ghost Compendium featuring The Shade. The footage for this video I recorded on a professional solo job at Tanglewood Street House, but it also features a quick clip from a co-op job at Edgefield Street House to demonstrate the Shade's different behavior when at least two players are around.
And remember to check the whiteboard for help.
While looking for the board and the bone, I heard a footstep in the master bedroom. And as I carried on with my search, I found the bunny in the utility room and the bowl in the basement. These two objects are normally in the nursery, however, as I mentioned in my previous video, the ghost is capable of interacting with objects adjacent to its own room. One of the first interactions indicating the ghost's presence was the light turning off in the room. Can you show yourself? I looked for fingerprints, but had no luck, so I tested the spirit box as well. Are you here? Sadly, with similar results. Checking my camera for ghost orbs also didn't bring a revelation, but it is widely known that orbs in this room, that is a conglomerate of 3 separate rooms, can be really tricky to find. While setting up a new camera, the ghost turned off the lights again, but it changed its mind right after and turned it back on. Using the light switch as bait, I managed to acquire ghostwriting shortly after. I was planning to bring in the second book and place it up there instead for more interaction pictures. After carefully replacing my new camera and placing one in the bathroom too, I still had no luck with the orbs. Lighting a few candles and waiting for the ghost to give me a lead, I also placed a crucifix by the door to avoid an upcoming hunt trapping me in the ghost room. Can you give me a sign? Afterwards, I decided to keep struggling with my cameras, since the ghost's inactivity didn't really leave me with anything else to do. Upon returning and having no leads since the ghostwriting appeared, I was desperate to get my second evidence. Can you give me a sign? Witnessing this door move, I searched for fingerprints again, with no luck. Due to this, I decided to exclude Spirit and Revenant, both characterized by fingerprints. Where are you? After another negative test on the spirit box, I returned to check for orbs. On one of my previously set up cameras, finally an elusive orb appeared, leaving me with an EMF fight shade or a Ure with freezing temperatures. Setting up a few candles didn't amuse the ghost too much, and since I had no board or fingerprints, I decided to take a few footprint pictures. While waiting for the ghost to start stomping, it decided to turn off the breaker instead. Luckily, I did not leave the room instantly, so I still witnessed the footsteps following this event. At this point, the ghost showed me a big Jinn energy move by turning the breaker back on, which is extremely rare when you are playing against the Shade. Returning to the truck at around 60% sanity, I grabbed a smudge stick for one of my objectives. Upon entering the house, I noted that the power went off. That was rather uncomfortable since I left my flashlight in the ghost room. After a welcome back ghost event, I turned the breaker back on and continued my hunt for footprint pictures. Can you do something? After a relatively uneventful intermezzo, a hunt began. Remembering my objective to smudge the ghost, I was trying to figure out where I had the smudge stick, risking leaving too late, only to realize I had no lighter on me. After this display of professional level ghost hunting, I returned to the ghost room, relit my candles, and set the mood for the shade by turning the lights off.
Can you give me a sign?
Shortly after, another hunt began. This time, I managed to get both a lighter and the smudge stick in hand. After waiting her to notice me and start following, I dropped the lit smudge stick and retreated to safety. Once the hunt was over, I returned to the truck at around 25% sanity. The following footage is from a Ridgeview Roadhouse co-op job. The shade tend to be less active around multiple investigators, to an extent where it won't initiate a hunt as long as the lights in the ghost room are on and there are at least 2 players in the ghost room. Once any of those criteria change, however, provided that the average sanity is low enough, you can expect a hunt pretty much instantly. Back to my main footage on Tanglewood Street House, I returned to the ghost room to finish my photo collection. The ghost didn't do much, however, apart from persistently blowing out the candles and eventually giving me the EMF 5 that I was expecting due to the lack of freezing temperatures. Being still more like a djinn than a shade, the ghost turned the light on once more. On the other hand, seemed to be very irritated by the candles. Shades interact with objects relatively rarely. They prefer doors and light switches, but their real specialty are ghost events. Especially later in the game, they keep showing themselves and try to discourage you by a constant stream of whispers and hisses. This tempted me to head back in hope for more footage for this video. I wasn't disappointed. However, a hunt began, and I was horrified to notice the ghost spawned just outside the room, cornering me and leaving me no real choice but to hide behind the closet door and hope she doesn't come by. After surviving the hunt and witnessing a ghost event I never saw before, I headed back inside, still missing a last photo. The ghost blowing out a candle doesn't qualify as an interaction, so I settled with the dirty water when it appeared, since it was apparent I'm not welcome in the house anymore. After doing a quick last check on my journal, I was ready to go. And so my hunt ended against a shade. A ghost characterized by ghostwriting, ghost orbs, and EMF 5. A relatively shy ghost when it comes to interacting with objects, but one that is exceptionally active when it comes to ghost events. A ghost that will make jobs difficult by often withholding evidence when multiple investigators are around, but also avoiding hunting while the lights are on and at least 2 players are in the ghost room. This concludes the 6th chapter of the Phasmophobia Ghost Compendium. Thank you all for watching, and see you on the field.